Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
Good morning, I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson with an update from Denver 7.
It is back to class today for more than 500,000 Colorado students who were kept home yesterday because of a credible threat against their schools. Investigators say the body of the 18-year-old woman behind the threat was found yesterday morning near Mount Evans in Clear Creek County.
According to police, she died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but an autopsy is being performed anyway. That could take 6 to 8 weeks to complete. But even with the knowledge the threat is no longer there, it is an emotional day for students heading back to class today.
Denver 7's Micah Smith spoke to a child psychologist about how we can talk to our kids about these kinds of troubling events.
We talked to child psychologist Dr. Jenna Glover with Children's Hospital Colorado. She says parents can expect kids to have a little bit of anxiety today. Dr. Glover says parents should talk to their kids about what they can expect at school. For example, here at Columbine High School, officials say there will be additional safety measures in place. They didn't go into detail, but said students can expect to see more security officers. Dr. Glover says for parents with younger children who were out of school because of this threat, they should find out what their children know about the situation. Dr. Glover says it's best not to give too many details to your young child, but ask your kids what they know about the situation and based on that information, provide reassurance.
I would reassure kids that today the system is working and we're just making sure that they're safe, and we would never have them go back unless we were sure about that.
In different statements to Denver 7, some of the school districts who were out of school because of this threat say they will have mental health professionals on site to help students, their families, and staff members process what happened. Reporting in Littleton, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Thank you, Micah. A non-denominational service later today is the first of many remembrance events surrounding Columbine's 20th anniversary this week. Families, survivors, and the community will come together to pray and reflect on the tragedy at Waterstone Community Church in Littleton. That service begins at 6:30 tonight. Tomorrow, a community vigil will be observed at the Columbine Memorial in Clement Park. That begins at 7:30. And then on Saturday, students and staff at Columbine High School will spend the morning performing a day of service, followed by a remembrance ceremony at the Columbine Memorial at 3 p.m.
The family of Kelsey Barrett isn't receiving closure after her death. Yesterday, the Woodland Park Police Department announced it was ending a search for her remains at a landfill in Fountain. Police say they didn't find any human remains in the 2-month search. Even more unfortunate, no new evidence was recovered either. Prosecutors believe Barrett's fiance, Patrick Frazee, murdered Kelsey last year, then disposed of her remains. He's due back in court next month.
A popular route to skiing, hiking, and mountain climbing areas is undergoing work that could interrupt your weekend plans. CDOT is blasting the rock walls along Highway 119 through Boulder Canyon. The highway will be closed in the canyon today and tomorrow from 9 to 11 a.m. and then again from 1 to 3 p.m. CDOT will continue that work during those same hours through summer, only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. To get alerts on the closures, you can text the word Canyon to 313131.
In our Colorado, infrastructure has been a hot topic, especially at the state capitol. Last November, voters turned down a proposition to add a sales tax to fund our roads. But as Denver 7's Eric Lufer shows us, one senator wants to ask voters again.
Senator Kevin Priola is proposing a new idea using sales tax to pay for roads. Unlike Proposition 110, which failed last year, it would get rid of the gas tax and only use a sales tax.
I think this proposal would actually get folks to give it a nod and say, yeah, we get it. The current system's old and diminishing and functionally going to go away in the coming decades. Sales tax is a smarter way to fund our roads.
Priola says this is simply more fair, especially since technology and transportation is changing, moving from gasoline and diesel power to more and more electric vehicles on the roads. Not to mention all the people who are passing on a car and living downtown, walking, taking a bus, or catching an Uber or Lyft. Voters would ultimately decide on this if it made it to the ballot in 2020, but it needs a 2/3 vote even to make it on the ballot. I'm Eric Lufer, Denver 7.
It has been a chilly start to our day. Lisa has your forecast.
We're in the upper 30s, low 40s this morning, but take a look at the warm up. A few of the showers that we have across northeastern Colorado this morning, those will start to clear up, but the winds are going to still kick up, and we're expecting speeds at around 15 to 30 miles per hour. We'll be in the low 50s by 12, and then here's a look at your highs, right around 60 to about 62 between about 4 and 5 o'clock. Winds still a bit of an issue at that point, but then it's going to quiet down overnight tonight. Early Friday morning, we'll be in the upper 30s to low 40s, and then we're going to tack on about 30 degrees. It is a gorgeous afternoon tomorrow. Sunny skies, calm conditions, and some low to mid 70s. So it's one of the nicest and warmest days that we have on our 7-day forecast. Here's a look at your Easter weekend planner. So tomorrow, sunny, 75. Saturday is going to be a few degrees warmer. In fact, some upper 70s to near 80. We will see a few thunderstorms, though, develop late Saturday, and then scattered rain showers on Sunday for Easter. So it's going to be a little soggy for the Easter egg hunts and some of those sunrise services, with our highs in the low to mid 50s on Sunday. Into the first of next week, we're likely going to see some of that Saturday or Sunday rain turn over to snow by early Monday morning. So it could get a little slushy. We'll keep an eye on that. It's chilly, upper 40s Monday, but you guys back to about 65 degrees by the middle of next week.
Thank you, Lisa. This is an important time for peach farmers across Colorado who are watching the weather, hoping for rain, not a freeze. On Colorado's western slope, it is blossom season. The folks at Davis Family Farms in Palisade say the blooms are peaking right now. They're busy getting their orchards ready for summer.
Right now we're doing some blossom thinning and planting trees, and yeah, it's really busy around here.
They expect to open their fruit stand in May. Others typically open in June.
Well, they say April showers bring May flowers, but the spring flowers are already in bloom at the Denver Botanic Gardens. The hyacinth have been in bloom for a while, and the tulips are just starting to open.
There are a total of 15,000 spring bulbs, 1,000 hyacinths that are in prime viewing right now, and then 14,000 tulips that we anticipate will bloom very soon. As you can see, some of them are just starting to open.
Experts think next week will be prime viewing for the tulips.
It is home selling season, and Denver 7 is here to help you get your home ready to list. Earlier this year, a slight slowing in the market had many wondering if Denver was finally turning over to a buyer's market. Denver 7's Nicole Brady shows us what you can expect as a seller this season.
We tend to identify cities as being a buyer's market or a seller's market, and this year has felt a little different than Denver than years past, but sellers, turns out you do still carry a little more weight, at least for now.
The reality is that it's supply and demand. There are more buyers than there are sellers out here.
The inventory is still incredibly low. We're still very short on inventory. We are seeing more new builds, more condos, a lot more things happening, but we're still 3 to 5 years out from catching up with the deficit that we're in right now.
Zillow rates the Denver market as neutral. Just 3 years ago, Zillow had us as the hottest market in the country. So if you're selling a home right now, you might not be able to name any price you want or count on a bidding war, but there are ways you can increase the sale price of your home. First, price it correctly from the beginning. Don't go too high or it might sit on the market too long. Update paint, carpet, and light fixtures. Those are inexpensive fixes. And take beautiful photos, even drone footage, so it stands out on real estate websites. And get it listed soon. Zillow says May 1st through May 15th is the key time to list in Denver if you want top dollar. Nicole Brady, Denver 7.
You now have virtual staging, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, it is neat.
The Colorado Avalanche are on the brink of a major upset in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
The Avs lead the series against the top-seeded Flames 3-1 after winning back-to-back games at the Pepsi Center.
Mikko Rantanen scored 2 goals in Game 4, including the game winner in overtime. And the fans erupted. You saw the Avalanche had 52 shots in the game, the team's second straight with more than 50 pucks on net.
Just really hungry on the pucks, you know, we stop at the net. A lot of shots are from rebounds too, you know, we get rebound chances like JT scored the first goal, and that's our mentality. We want to get a lot of shots on this guy. He's a good goalie, but I think if we crash the net or out, there's rebounds.
The Avs have a chance to clinch the series in Calgary. The game starts at 8.
Tonight, the Denver Nuggets hope to steal a game in San Antonio to take the lead in their first-round series against the Spurs.
The Nuggets split the first 2 games of the series at the Pepsi Center, and if it weren't for a giant effort by Jamal Murray in Game 2, the team could have easily fallen behind 2-0. The game tips off at 7 tonight in San Antonio.
This has been your Denver 7 on-demand update. Thanks for joining us.
And make sure you check back here later today for another update and download the free Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Have a great day.